Hey, what's up? This is Karen Kattengay from workwithkaren.net. In this video, I just wanted to share three outsourcing tips for you. Okay, so especially when you're working from home and when you're working online. Okay, so you may have heard that when you're dealing with an online-based business, you can actually work anywhere, right? You can build a business while having a life. And that is true because one of the reasons why it's easy for us to make that happen is because of the power of outsourcing. Um, Among the many types of jobs that can be outsourced, it's the online-based marketing jobs that are easiest to outsource. That's why, we can literally hire somebody and do everything that we're doing. You know what I'm saying? And what's nice about that is you can actually choose the tedious jobs that you don't like to do. Like, for example, if you're doing search engine optimization and there are a lot of activities involved to do that. So instead of you doing the small but many tasks involved in doing search engine optimization, like backlinking, keyword research, sharing social media network, you can actually outsource that stuff. So you can focus on the things, on the tasks that you love doing. For example, doing videos, you know what I'm saying, or doing Facebook PPC as an example, doing hangouts, for example. So the rest can be outsourced. So that's the beauty about this. So let me just give you some tips on outsourcing based on my experience. Okay, so first of all, um, okay, let's just wait for it to come on. Okay, so first is make sure that you've done the job yourself. Okay, so one of my biggest mistakes when I started outsourcing, because I got a course before that, sold the idea of outsourcing. So I fell in love with it and I started outsourcing everything, even if I haven't done them. You know what I'm saying? So I started outsourcing SEO, even if I haven't done it myself. So what happened then was that, I had a hard time giving instructions to the to the virtual assistant in spite of me having clear instructions on how to deal with it. It was still hard for me because I haven't done it myself. That course that I bought before was actually telling us that you can outsource something that even if you haven't done it before, and I fell for it, and that was my mistake. So I wanted to warn you that if somebody tells you that you can outsource everything, make sure that before you outsource a job, make sure that you have done it yourself, because it will be a lot more effective if you know the ins and outs, because you will be encountering problems. So it will be easy for you to troubleshoot whenever your virtual assistant or your VA will encounter problems along the way. You know what I'm saying? And so that you can work a lot better together that way. So make sure you have it yourself, because the reason why you need to know at least operationally how to do the job is because you gotta learn how to communicate clearly. Okay, so because the success of outsourcing is dependent on having clear instructions. Okay, so your VA is skillful. Your VA can follow instructions. I mean, you're gonna hire somebody who has experience, right? But no matter how good your VA is, if your instructions are not clear, then definitely he or she will not be able to do the job well. So make sure that you are communicating well, and leverage the tools that are available now online for you to make that happen. So some of the tools that we utilize with my VA now is Skype, of course. So it's very convenient to use Skype, because not only can you chat anytime and get real-time responses, but at the same time you can also do screen share. So when you're trying to explain something and it's so hard to explain by chatting, you can actually get on a call and start showing your screen. So it'll be easy for you to explain whatever you're trying to explain, right? And then the other thing that we're using is Jing. This is the screencast tool that will allow you to capture your screen or it will allow you also to take a video of your screen. So it can be still shots or video. So it's very useful when you're trying to point out something, or when you're giving your VA like like a reference for whatever that she's supposed to do. For example, it's a graphic work, or for example, it's a website page. So if you are very particular with the direction and the design, it's a lot easier if you can give inspirations or references than your VA starting from scratch. Because when that happens, it'll take a long time for both of you to for you to get to the level, or the level that you want the job to be done. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be very specific. So in those tasks, Jing is very useful, and you can also record your screen. So it's also very helpful when giving instructions. And then the other one is shared Google Docs. So whenever you're like you can give a list of tasks for your VA, but it will be a time saver if you are updating, both of you are updating or checking on a centralized file. A file that you don't have to send back and forth, but it's something that when your VA is updating, you can see it on real time. Okay, so the tool we use for that is Google Docs, because it's a shared, it's a centralized file where you can share spreadsheets, Word documents, and stuff like that. So it's so useful. And then the last one is Dropbox. So whenever, for example, your VA will need to for example, set up a website, and there are files that are required from you, like for example, pictures or write-ups or videos. So instead of you emailing everything, it's so easy to be organized when both of you are sharing a folder where both of you will be seeing each other's files there. So you have like a cloud folder that both of you can access, and both of you can upload, download, or check files and information from there. So these are the tools that we use, some of the tools that we use. So with that, you'll be able to communicate clearly if you're leveraging different technology tools. Okay, and the last tip would be make sure that you're doing time monitoring, because mostly you're gonna get an assistant virtually overseas. So definitely it's so hard for you to monitor the task, and sometimes you're working on different time zones, or you are your VA is working when you're sleeping. You know what I'm saying? Because of the time difference. So it's so hard to keep track of the time if you're not using a tool. You'll go crazy if you're just gonna rely on a manual spreadsheet. So what we're using right now, which is very useful, which I really like, is Time Doctor. Okay, so if you go to timedoctor.com, you can actually do a free trial for a month. And then after that, I think you're gonna pay like $10 to $15 on a monthly basis. But it's very useful because it will actually tell you, it'll actually allow your VA to list down the tasks that she or he needs to do. And then, it's sort of going to remind your VA if she's taking too long on a task, or if she seems like doing something else instead of the task at hand. You know what I'm saying? So it'll alert her to be more time efficient, to be more productive. And at the same time, it can also do screen captures. So sometimes your virtual assistant will tell you, I've been doing this, I've been working on this, but then because you're not physically there, it's so easy for them to say something but do something else. You know what I'm saying? I actually have a friend who recommended Time Doctor to me, and he told me that his VA was telling him something, and then when he checked the screen capture, he found out that the virtual assistant was was doing games during the time that he said he was working on something. You know what I'm saying? So that's one nice thing about Time Doctor, is that you are able to do random you're able to check random screen captures from the side of the VA's desktop. So it's so easy for you to double check whether your VA is being honest to you or not. All right. So anyway, that's basically it. I'm so sorry that this has taken a long time, but I hope you were able to pick something out of this video. And if you find value, oops, running out of this space. If you find value in this video, please click like and let me know your thoughts. And if you want to learn more marketing tips, just click the link below this video and subscribe to my newsletter. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye.